Okay, guys, so I've had an accident. I'm alive. Um, but the following video does have graphic features. So, I am putting that warning up for you now. If you do not like the sight of blood, do not watch. I was careless, and I wound up injuring myself. Okay, guys, so we had a accident. Oh yeah. I don't think we'll have to stitch this thing up, but it's been a minute trying to stop all the bleeding. So, I nailed my hand. And it was just, I touched the axe head. That's the thing. This thing's thick. This thing's deep. This isn't just a scratch. This is deep. Alright, so thankfully we have medical supplies because we're preppers. Let me get all that out of the way. Get some fresh bandage material. Yes, I am using paper towels for immediate use because I do not want to use up all my gauze just to stop the bleeding. Alright, let's go ahead and try to wrap this up a little bit. Put some pressure on there. Now, with the wound, you want to attempt to apply pressure to stop the bleeding as much as possible. Now, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I've been trying to stop this bleeding wound for about 20 minutes now. It's not working. So now we're going to move forward onto another item. That's good. Move all that nasty stuff. Alright. Moving forward. Got all kind of gear. I don't think we need a tourniquet yet. There we go. Clotting agent. That stuff works great. I will be honest with you, clotting agent gives you a nice little burning sensation when you're trying to use it. This one here is the Cellox brand. We got many different types of brands. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and open this up. And I'll show y'all how to properly use this. Ugh. And you do want to open up the wound a little. You want this stuff to work. Now we're going to try to apply more pressure. So we're taking some more napkins, or paper towels in this case. And we're going to try to seal up this wound using this. At least to make a clotting wound cover. So guys, please be careful with an axe. I just bumped it with my hand. Didn't strike down on my hand or anything. I bumped it. I was at the work table today. Did not have gloves on. I was actually filming for our old to new restoration video where I just use latex glove. The reason why I use latex glove the most of the time is because I'm taking things down to bare metal. But anyway, my axe was in the way. And I had it on the workbench and I went to shove it. And unfortunately the blade was facing me. So that's what happened. So now we have ourselves some gauze wrap here, guys. We're going to open up this. Attempt to do it. You know, accidents like this, it happens. I keep on going back to the thought process of lone wolf prepping. Now, this is obviously a wound that can be treated easily. I do have antibiotics. I got antibiotic creams. I do have actual antibiotics if this thing turned nasty. What if I had lost my finger? What if I had lost my hand? If I was lone wolf prepping, sure, I could throw a tourniquet on it. But that's not going to solve the issue. Actually, I'm still going to have an issue to deal with. So, of course, having medical teams in place is always a good idea, especially when you are trying to do prepping and stuff like that. That's why I always talk about prepper community. Yeah, that clotted up good. Looks like, yep. All right. We're not going to remove that since it did clot up very well. That is going to swell like a bitch. I already know it is. All right. Now, I am not going to use any antibiotic ointment on this just yet. Only because the clotting agent is still new. I am going to wrap it up. Once I know I've got a good clot, we're going to use our My Shield. This is a new product that we started carrying. It's a antiseptic. We're going to be using this. This is our new Neosporin substitutes, guys. We have been using this, and it actually works very well. So this is what we're going to be using once our clot and everything clots up a little bit nicer, more secure. Until then, we are going to wrap it just to keep everything in place, so we don't lose anything. Go ahead and get this sealed up. Now, this is something that we will be taking back off in about 20 minutes, and that way I can reapply more of this if necessary. And then if the bleeding stops good, we're going to clean it, really wash it out very well, make sure it's nice and clean. Now, before I came in here, we had already washed my hand because I had to see how bad the cut was. But you always wash your hands very well before you start using this. Your injuries, you want to clear it out, and then you use this stuff, this blood clotting agent. That way it seals it up, and you just keep on checking it. And then once it seals up good, then you can start using your antibiotics and stuff like that on it. But you don't want to put it on first because you want to make sure you got a good seal. Alright guys, so we also have our tape here. I am working one-handed. We're going to cut off some strips here. Set it over here. So it just makes it easier if you are cutting your tape beforehand, not pre-hand, beforehand, especially if you're working by yourself. Alright, you don't want this too tight because you don't want to cut off your blood circulation to your finger or hand, but you want it snug enough to keep your bandage on. I do apologize for the lighting and quite possibly bad audio. Unfortunately, I was unable to get all my audio and lighting set up for the shoot because, well, we had an emergency. That's just the way it is. We usually don't do medical videos on this, guys, because if I give you bad advice, I'm deemed liable. I am not a professional doctor. I know enough just to get me by, and I know enough just to keep myself in trouble. So there we go. Like I said, though, the way that wound is, and I did feel it actually hit the bone when I hit that blade, and it is razor sharp. This thing's going to swell up. It's going to get nasty. So we're just going to keep on cleaning it. We're going to let it clot up, and then we're going to clean it. Alright guys, you guys take care. Speak to y'all later.